So, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And I know I'm doing this again after probably a year. Are we all even surprised? But today I am very excited because I'm joined by my very, very close friend. This is Rashmi, and
Oh.
she is also a big time reader. And most of our discussions and conversations are about books. So we have started something that is the book bingo. And I am going to pass over to Rashmi to give you all of the details about it and what this video is all about.
Yes. So book bingo is something that I saw on a YouTube video a few years ago. So it's basically like bingo. I hope everyone knows how to play bingo. It's a 5 to 5 grade, and you have to fill it with 25 numbers. Any order, there's no order or anything like that. And once you're done, you can assign each number to a book, your choice, whichever book you want. We have read a few books that are common, like, we did buddy read and things like that. But if you are not into that, that's okay. Each number is assigned to a book, and each month I picked a number and Kasturi picked a number. So, like, you will pick two numbers each month, 12 months, 24 numbers. And in the end, you'll be crowned a winner if you get 5 strikes. Okay, 5 strikes is the most confusing part.
Uh,
And that is
I'm so
five
sorry.
numbers.
I'm cutting
Yeah.
her, but little story time. This is the second year we're doing it. The last time we did it, I did not know it was like five strike or whatever. I forgot. Like somehow I messed up. So just saying that I was not aware. So if you don't know exactly the five strike bingo thing,
Mhm.
don't be ashamed. Okay, continue.
Anyway, 5 strikes is 5 numbers, come in one strike. So it can be the horizontal, it can be vertical, it can be diagonal, anyway. But 5 numbers need to come in the strike. I hope it's clear.
Yeah, it is. So for this video, what we are going to do is that we are going to tell you like out of all the 25 books that we read, what's our top three, what's our bottom three. And this is not necessary that this is like our top three and the bottom three of our entire reading in a year, because this is just for the challenge. So just out of the 25 books we have read for book bingo. And the second thing is, after that, we are going to reveal who has won. That's the most exciting part because the winner does get something. We are kind of thinking of like a bookish merch, but again, could be changed. Either way, there's gonna be a whole winner and the whole reveal
I
and
think so.
everything. So, yeah, it's gonna be exciting. And okay, so shall we begin with our bottom three first?
Okay. I think I'll start with my number one because I took the book out of the pile. My number
Fine.
one is Couple Next Door by Shari Lapina. And if you're into thrillers the way I am, I've been reading thrillers for a long time now, and it was very predictable for me. The only good thing about this that is that it was fast paced, so I was able to finish it quickly, but it was boring. It was not that great, and it was predictable. So it got, I think I give it a 2 star,
That is so
2 out of 5.
sad.
Yeah, I know.
I did tell her though that she might not like it. I haven't read the book, but I've heard the reviews aren't great. So, okay. What's your next one?
My other second would be Milk Fed by Melissa Broader. I don't know how you pronounce it correctly, but the book was really good. My only problem and the only reason I gave it a 2 star out of 5 is because it was not longer. There were so many wonderful issues about faith and about body dysmorphia and all those things that were discussed in the book that it was not elaborated. So the book is about a Jewish girl that's not following the faith, very religiously. And then she meets someone that is very comfortable in her body and is very traditional. So it's like she kind of doesn't understand that, but she's also like explores that part of her life in the book, basically. And it was not that long. There were a lot of wonderful topics that could have been discussed, but it was not done that well. It was like I was reading a movie. I don't know how to say this, but it felt very superficial. like the way you do in a movie. It's not that deep. It's like you have to fit everything in like 2 hours. So yeah, so I gave it a 2 star
Oh
out of
my
five.
God, this is so sad. I wanted to read Milk Fed, but I will
Hmm.
reconsider now.
It is a good book though. I would recommend that. It's very short. Again, it's a short story. I think that was what the problem was for me.
Hmm.
But I would recommend if you want to read that. I will not recommend The Couple Next Door though. If you are someone that's been into thrillers for a long time, this might not be, something that you like a lot. So my third least favorite book was Along the River of Flesh by Christopher
No.
Triana. I know. I was so sad because if you've read Gone to See the Riverman, which is the first part of the book, I give it a 4 star, 4 out of 5. It was really well written. And the way Christopher Triana writes, it's very easy to imagine things that are going on. At least for me, I find that very imaginative, the way he writes. So it was really wonderful to read, but everything was discussed in book one. So book two felt very like there was nothing much. The only thing they explored was the characters' backgrounds, a lot more detail about their backgrounds, why they turned out the way they have, and things like that. But the first book was so good. I had so much expectations. The second book just did not, reach that. So I gave it a 2.5 stars out of 5. But I'm very upset about that too.
I know, because I think I've read like half of that book, and
Mhm.
it was not that interesting as the first one.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have honestly written like the second part. It was not necessary. But
Even I feel that. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, since you have completely not followed the rules and just went ahead with the worst one first, I'm gonna do the opposite way and I'm gonna tell you like the less, like go from bad to the worst.
Okay.
I'm gonna do. So at number 3 is Zola by D.E. McCluskey. It's an extreme horror book that deals with this mother and this kid, and the kid is really into cheese. And that's all I'm gonna
Cheese.
say. Yeah, into cheese. Like
Okay.
he loves eating cheese, that's his thing. And like
Okay.
and the mother and the kid, they live with the father. The father is not a good person.
Mhm.
And it's an extreme horror. It has cheese in it, and I'm sure you can imagine where this is going.
Yeah, that cheese reminds me of the book that I DNF'd. It's Cows,
Oh,
but I
I did
forgot the
like.
name
I
of
mean,
the author, but it was so disgusting. I couldn't get through the book. I had
I
to
did
just
get
stop
it.
it.
It was. I feel even like this is very similar to cows in the sense that it felt like a lot of things were happening, but I was like cows. I would still prefer over this one because cows still had like a kind of a plot. I guess this one is just
Hmm.
straight up extreme things for just shock factor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I gave it a 3.5. Okay, then at number 2, this was difficult for me because I wanted to give number 2 at number 1, but I had to like try, like I had to put a number 2 because there was still some plot, and it is The Night Guest, and I can't
Hmm.
pronounce the author's name. Okay, so the thing is, The Night Guest was a solid 4 until the last part.
Yeah, yeah.
It was so interesting. It's about this woman who goes like who's always tired. She wakes up really tired. She can't figure out why. And then she gets a smartwatch, and then she realizes she's taking this insane amount of steps. I think like over 40,000 or something. So she's like, oh, maybe I'm sleepwalking, but what's going on? And it's so interesting. And then I have no idea what happened at the end. Like I still don't know what happened at the end. Like, I was so
The ending was just stupid for me.
I didn't understand. Like I genuinely could not understand like what just happened. Like I mean, if one of you know what happened in the book, please put it in the comment with spoiler.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely don't know what happened. Like it was so interesting, but then
Hmm.
it just became very confusing at the end. So yeah, I gave it a 3 though because of the plot. I feel like I'm very merciful with my rating. I should be giving
You
it.
were this year. I don't think you gave anything 2 or 1 star.
Oh, I have a 1-star book, but I will
Wait,
give like
let me
my
drink water.
I did give one book 1 star, but that's not in this challenge, so that's why it's not included.
Okay.
But I will
Yeah.
talk about that in maybe a separate video because yeah. And my worst book, again, it's kind of a tie with the second place, but still, it's called Meet Cute by Eric Ashmore. Yeah, I am looking for the author's name. Yes. Sorry, Meet Cute by Eric Moore. Totally messed up that name. But it's like Meet, like MEAT. So it's again an extreme horror.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a very, like, there's no originality in the story. It's just two people who's into like human flesh and just going on about doing things. There's no plot. It's so predictable. It's so unoriginal. It was not that interesting, the characters. So yeah, I mean, again, I recommend these books if you're into extreme horror and looking for very short and very quick read. But if you're not gonna get anything out of it, like Full Brutal by Christopher Triana.
Oh yeah, that was a good book.
That was a good book. Exactly. So it's not like that. It's just, yeah, sure. Like for like some shock factor, you're reading a book. So those were my bottom three of the whole book bingo challenge. So should we move on to the top three?
Yes, let's do this. So I think I'll go 3-1.
Okay.
My third favorite book is Pachinko
Aww.
by Minjin Lee, and also came out, like I think a series came out on net. I don't think it's on Netflix though, but I know there's a series of Pachinko, and it's so good. I don't know how to explain it. It's about a woman. I think her name is Sunjay. Again, really, really terrible with names. So if I forget someone or I mispronounce someone, I'm pretty sorry. But Sunjay, it's about her life. And she, like, the time that this book is set in is during the Korea-Japan War. So when that is happening, a lot of Japanese came to Korea. They were occupying places and things like that. And Sunjay's life was affected a lot because of it. And then she does things, there are things that happen in her life that gets her to Japan. So she goes, settles down in Japan, and she raises her family there. Her life, there are a lot of things that are going on in her life. There is literally no moment of peace in her life, I would say. But it's about how she's going through those struggles and how she's trying to find her identity. And it's so the book doesn't just stop there. It also continues to her kids, the next generation. How did they, survive in Japan? Being a Korean, like how did their identity get affected because of that? How did people perceive them? What all things are they going through and things like that? So pachinko is basically like a parlor game. So I don't think the parlor game plays a big role in their life, but it's kind of like that. Pachinko is like a kind of like a gambling den of the olden days, I guess I could say that. And it's about how you have to gamble in life, kind of like that. You never know when I guess the cards are going to be in your favor, kind of a thing. It's not a card game though, but that's something that I would say. I really like the way it was written, and it didn't feel like it felt like you were looking at Sunjay's life and how it's going, like as if you're like someone like your God sitting on the clouds and you're looking at this one woman and her life. So it was kind of like that. So I think I really liked reading something like that, and also her struggles and things, because these are not things that I was alive to see. These are not the things that I can relate to. So for me, these reading about these things is very important. I feel like that's how I'll get to know what they went through, how to get what I have today. Not just someone in Korea, but like even in India, anywhere in the world, or women in general, what they have gone through in their life to have what I have today. So I guess that gives me a sense of gratitude that I have. Thanks. And my yes, please.
No, I was gonna say that
You wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say that you do tend to like such books. I've noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Go on with your second one.
My second book is Full Brutal by Christopher Triana.
I love that book.
I loved it too. I think I gave it like a 5 star, 5 out of 5. It was great. The only reason things escalated was because the main character Kim was bored. And I can understand being that bored in life, that nothing that's happening around you, you just feel numb to things. You're like, yeah, I mean, nothing new, kind of a thing. And then things just go crazy.
And
Very crazy.
the motivation of her doing things, like the initial start of it, was also so well done. And also
Yeah.
the ending. So this is one extreme horror book that I feel like everyone should read. It's so
Anyone should read, yes.
Yeah, it is so good. Like I wish I could read it again.
Even the ending, it's like, when you're writing something, you're like, okay, what could the ending be? There could be like 10 different options.
Yeah.
But the way the ending was written, it's like that's the only option. There's nothing else that Kim could have done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that is like the most realistic ending I've seen in an extreme horror.
Yes.
It makes so much sense. So good, so good. Okay, I approve of your second choice.
My first choice is this. Little House on Needless Street by Catriona Ward.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a really good book. That's all I can say. You should definitely read it. There's a reason it got I would like to give it 10 out of 5 stars. Okay, it was that good. I did not expect the ending. It's a little boring in the beginning. I think I would say like the first 200 pages or so,
Yeah.
it's just boring. It takes up in the last 150 pages
Yeah.
is where it goes straight crazy. Not crazy, crazy, but like there's no gore as such in this book. So
Yeah.
it's not that kind of crazy, but you do not expect the ending
Yeah,
at
you
all.
cannot see the ending
Yeah.
coming at all. Like maybe you can guess like parts of it if you're really good with your thrillers, but you can't guess the entire thing. It was done so well.
It was done really, really well. I think that's why I gave it like so many stars out of 5. I would really recommend this book. I think this is one book that I'll recommend. Even if it's very boring in the beginning, just stick through it.
Yeah.
It'll be worth it.
Yeah. I almost felt like giving it up as well, but
Yeah.
you were the one who was
We were
like,
buddy reading that book. I
oh
think it's the
yeah.
only reason we
Yeah,
kept
yeah, yeah.
reading it because, like, yeah, we had to. We had no choice, kind of a thing.
Yeah, we
So I'm
buddy read
so
that.
glad we stuck with it.
Yeah, completely forgot we buddy read that book. True.
This is why we had to, throw away the 2023 book bingo.
Okay, so that was I'm very happy with your top three though. I
Mhm.
think it makes sense. So let's do mine top three. I'm gonna go with again like third and then second and then my favorite book of the challenge. So at number three, we have Runtime by Catherine Ryan Howard. And I gave it a 4 star. It is about this woman who gets her big break for a movie. And when she
Mhm.
reaches the set, she realizes that she's the only woman on the set. Everyone's a male, like the entire crew, everything. And then it's very interesting because she's given the script and whatever is happening, and in the script, there is a couple, and that couple is like, let's say they have a book. So whatever is happening in that book is happening in the script in the movie, and whatever is happening in the movie is happening to her in real, which is like, it's so meta and it's so cool.
It is, yeah.
It is like I did kind of predict the ending, but the whole experience was really, really cool. It was very creepy. It was really, really cool because it was just like very creepy and it was very isolated. They were filming like in this forest that's cut off from civilization. It was very like isolated setting. It was really, really good. I highly, highly recommend that. I highly recommend it to you as well. You haven't read that one.
Hmm.
You should.
Yeah, I think it's there on my Goodreads.
Yeah, it is really good. You should get a copy for that, like a physical copy.
Mm-hmm.
Have that book. At number two, I have The Last House on Needless Street.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it's like, I think Rashmi did not tell you what this about, but I also won't tell you, but I'll just tell you it deals with three perspectives. It's a child's perspective, a man's perspective, and a cat's perspective. And that's all. Like, I think whatever review you see, everyone's gonna tell you this one-line summary because that's all you need to know going into the book, and everything just comes together so perfectly at the end. And I think I gave this one also a 4 star. The reason I did not give it like a 5 star is because of that first 200 pages. It was very slow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it was needed for you
Yeah.
to get the complete picture at the end.
I mean, it does make sense, but I can't have like, that one last twist and then the entire book is just like dragging. Because
Okay, yeah.
I tend to give books like a lot more rating. If I overall enjoyed it, yes, the ending can be a little disappointing. I would cut stars for it, but yeah, so it's a 4 star. And Rashmi gave it 10 star on 5, which was
But yeah,
a bit too
10
much.
stars. It was so good.
Okay, so at number one, and I think I've talked about this book on my channel like a million times. It's My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. It is so good. It is so, I can't even stop talking about it because it's so much fun. And Rashmi, you have to pick this up. But this is so, so good. It's about this woman who is looking for this apartment and she sees this advertisement and the apartment is really cheap, but it comes with a roommate. So she moves in and she starts thinking that there's something wrong with this roommate. And of course it is because he's a vampire. And it is so cool. It's a rom-com and it's so funny. I'm really bad with the names of the characters, but the vampire dude, he just writes in such a formal way, such an archaic way. It's so fun to just read his point of view. And it's such a fun story. I gave it a 4.5 star. Yeah.
How is it a fun story at 4.5?
So it's so difficult for me to get a 5 star book.
Yeah.
It's just not happening. Also, I know it's like this is blurred, but I have the companion novel that I got with me here. It's called My Vampire Plus One. It deals with the other characters in the book. So I'm very excited to read that this year. I've heard it's not as great as My Roommate is a Vampire, but I still hope it's a fun story.
Yeah.
And it's so good. I want everyone to read it. I want everyone to pick that book up and read it. It's so, so, so good. So yes, those were my top 3 books. Any comments?
I'm very surprised by your top one choice, though.
I know,
I
me
was
too.
expecting it to be a thriller.
I know people think I only read thriller and horror, but
Yeah.
if once in a while I get a good book that is not horror and thriller, I'm happy about it.
I know, not happy, but it's like your top one choice.
Yeah.
So
This is
I have to definitely read it.
yeah, it's not to spoil, but this is probably my number one in the entire year as well.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I don't consider short stories as my number one, like really short ones. If I give them 5 star, like I always want to put a novel at my top, unless
Yeah.
like the short story is like probably like 100 pages and really amazing. I've
Mhm.
given like few short stories, I think like manga or something maybe. I don't know. I have to check. But yeah, but this one's like it's too good. I can read it again. So good. Okay, so yes, those were our top 3, bottom 3 for this entire book bingo. We're also doing it this year. Do you want to show them all your fancy things that you have created?
Oh, I have like a checklist kind of a
Oh
thing
my god, I
for
can't
all the
even.
books. And I have a bingo card. This is last year's.
Oh, we have to reveal the winner. I completely forgot about that. Wait, we will say bye to everyone after this.
Okay. And I have this year it's a little bit more planned, I would say. I will not show the bingo card because we have to
I am
get through the
going to
book for
show
that.
what I have done compared to what she has done. It is literally this. This is what I have. I did not put any flowers and colors, and I feel like I have to put it now. Like, I can't
You
even.
have to.
I have to, yes. So, okay, now comes the most exciting time because we are going to announce who has won. So, we have written the date when we have gotten all the 5 strike,
Oh,
right?
I did not do that. I
What did
just
you do then?
wrote the month that it ended.
I wrote the exact date.
Oh, God.
What if it's the
Okay.
same month? How will you know who won?
We're picking two numbers per month. It's for the entire month.
Okay, but
Okay, okay. When did you win? What was your last strike?
yeah, so the 5th strike,
Yeah.
mine was, drum roll, people, drum roll, was 5th of September 2024.
Mine was September 2.
That's exactly what I said. You should write the dates. This
But
I
it's
know.
the same day. We're picking both the numbers on the same day, right?
Yeah, yeah, that is fine. But you should still. Okay, this is okay. This
I
is.
think it's a tie.
I can't believe this. With
I
all
know.
the hype.
Hype, yeah.
Exactly. Oh my god, this is so. I was totally ready to take the whole book merch away. But
I'm
how
also
is
slightly
it going to
disappointed.
happen every year? Like, is that how? I don't know the logic. Is it going
It'll
to?
depend on how you place the grid. So I know it's very slim chances that you might win or I might win, but there is still a chance.
If it happens again, like this year in the same month, then there is some kind of flaw in what we are.
Flaw, yeah.
Because usually when we play bingo, one person wins, right?
Yeah, that's because you're picking one number, right?
Okay, we will do this anyway. This is just ridiculous because I was totally ready to win.
It is.
Okay, so since it's a tie, I will give you a book merch and you can give me when we meet.
Yeah,
So just yeah, have to get something out of the whole thing.
exactly. We put in so much effort for a year. I feel like we need to get
I
something.
know, and I learned how to like play the bingo thing.
Play bingo. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. Okay, so I am so excited for this year's bingo as well. I think we're doing this extra thing this year where every quarter we are like telling each other. I think what did we decide? Like we're telling each other the genre.
Genre, yeah.
Yeah, the genre of the book to read. So that's gonna be fun.
Or if there's any specific book you want me to read, then that'll
Yeah.
also work.
Okay.
Recommendation. Yeah.
Okay. I have to like really, really carefully think about it.
Hmm.
And I'm also gonna take this opportunity to promote my book club, which I have recently started. Yes, it's on Discord, and it is again a quarterly book club because it's the first year. So I just wanted to just try out and see. And yeah, we are reading different things, different genre, diverse books, and just if you want to just have fun, discuss books. We also have a channel for discussing all the TV shows and movies. And yeah, if you just want to have fun for the entire year and read a lot of different books, then join in. I put the link in the description box. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you all enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because that really helps this channel. And yeah, comment down below with what books you're planning to read this year. I'm so excited for the next book, the companion book of We Used to Live Here, to come out. I think we're going to do that, a buddy read as well.
Yes.
And maybe have like a whole discussion. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, if you liked it, then please give it a thumbs up and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye.